everyone. So there are a lot of people that suffer from addiction of self-harm, and I know how difficult it is to get past that and to stop doing that, because it really is an addictive thing once you get into it. I know I've had experience with it, I know how hard it is. I have managed to stop doing it, so if you feel like you're trapped in it and you feel like you can never get over it, you can, and it honestly is so much better when you finally get out of doing it. I know it has been for me. There's not as much like paranoia of people finding out, and not as much secrecy, and not as much guilt. Plus, obviously, I'm not harming myself anymore because there's always risk of infections or going too deep or many bad things. I know it can seem like a quick relief at the time and it helps at the time, but in the long run it just makes everything so much worse. So I just wanted to share some alternatives that you can do to try and stop yourself from doing it if you ever get the urges to. So there's screaming as loud as you can, hitting a pillow, squeezing ice cubes really hard, rip up paper. You can write your feelings down on paper and just rip it up. You could even burn it. Obviously, if you're going to burn it, then be very careful. You could do art, like draw or paint. You could write a poem or a story. There's something that I found myself doing quite a lot when I've had urges is getting a red pen and just basically drawing lines where you wanted to cut. I don't really know why this helped me so much, but it was probably the most useful thing out of all of the things. I'd just draw everywhere I'd want to cut, and then seeing it afterwards I'd just be like, okay, so I've done it. By the time I've drawn everything on, I've kind of lost the urge to do it. You can always use fake blood if you want to. You could also keep a diary. You could play an instrument or learn to play an instrument, sing. I know a lot of people get baths when they're feeling stressed out or they have the urge to self-harm. If you have any pets, it can really help to stroke them or cuddle them, meditate and do some yoga to relax yourself, go for a walk, or you could do some productive things like do some housework or tidy your room, bake something, have a clear out, find some old clothes you can give to charity. You can watch movies or TV shows, play a video game, learn a new skill, also talk to someone, read a book. I think it's important to reason with yourself when you get these urges, so you could tell yourself things like, well, I've managed to go this long without self-harm, so there's no reason why I can't do it even longer. I don't want to go back to it. Or once I start doing it again, it's difficult to stop. Or regret it afterwards. It always does more bad than good. Or you could say, I don't want to lose myself to the addiction, and try to use that to motivate you to stay away from doing it. And just know that the urges will get weaker over time. You won't always feel this strongly about doing it. So I really hope that helped a little bit and maybe gave you some ways to avoid self-harming, because it's not a good thing to do, it's not the right thing to do. Self-harm is never the answer for anything. If you need support for self-harm, in the description below I'll link various different support sites and I'll list some hotlines that you can call. I know what it's like to go through something like that. I won't get into detail about my experiences with it right now, I might do that in another video, although obviously it can be quite hard to talk about, but just know that you can do it, and just remember to stay strong and you can do it. You won't always feel like you need to resort to harming yourself for relief of any pain you're feeling. It's not worth it to do that. You can so easily get caught up in it and become addicted to it, and you won't even know until you're really badly into it. Even just trying it once can lead you to keep wanting to do it, and you might think you have control over it, but honestly you will lose that control if you are doing it and you find it hard to stop. Obviously just try some of these things, you know, it's always worth a try, and it will take some time and you will have relapses, but that's okay, because you know, recovery from any addiction always has some relapses. It's just a part of recovery and you shouldn't feel ashamed for it. You just keep trying, because eventually it will get easier. You can definitely do it. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to see more videos on mental health and ways to cope with things. I try my best to help you guys as much as I can. Comment some things that you do to distract yourself from self-harm. You know, list your own alternatives to help people out. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So, okay, bye.